You take you seriously. What's up, y'all? It is time for another Mike and T Talks. And we got some interesting topics for today, as always. I'm Tyranny. I don't know if I ever introduced myself in the beginning.
Probably not. I don't think we
Probably
did.
not. But, anyways, I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
they know.
So, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to get started. Our first question of the night. What makes a man cheat, bae?
What makes a woman cheat? They.
I go first.
Okay.
I think what makes a woman cheat is when she is 1000% fed up with your bullshit. And I mean, it could be a list of things. It could be, in my opinion, like fed up because you're not helping around the house, you're not emotionally supportive, um, maybe you don't pay attention or give the specific attention that she feels like she needs. I feel like it could be a number of things, but I do feel like it takes a while to drive a woman to cheat. And I will say that I have seen men fall to pieces because apparently when a woman cheats, emotions are involved. So it's kind of like you really lost your woman
Mm.
because now she got feelings for another man. You're pressing, huh?
Yeah.
So what makes a man cheat? I am all ears. I would love to hear the male perspective. Even though you don't cheat, I would love to know.
Uh, I think it could be something along the lines of they trying to compensate for what they're not getting or what they can't get or what their woman doesn't have.
That's not fair. It sucks, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, cause
it does suck.
oh, perfect example of this. So, y'all, one of me and Michael's favorite movies. Is Why Did I Get Married? So, set the scene for those who have not seen it. But if you haven't seen it, something's wrong with you. Anyway, when the guys are in the pool room and they find out that Mike has brought Trina and Trina is his mistress because he's married to Sheila, and he's talking to these men, and um what is his name, Gavin,
Gavin,
says
yes.
something about the 80-20
80/20.
rule.
Yep, the whole 80/20.
Gavin says that in a relationship you are only going to get 80% of what you need, no more, no less. Maybe some days a little less, maybe some days like a smidge over, but 80%. 80% is what you get. And I take that to mean no woman is 100%, which, I mean, that makes sense.
Right.
No person can be 100%. That would mean you're perfect, and nobody's perfect. So he says, you get your 80%, and you're out and about. You're not really looking, but you looking, and here comes this woman offering the 20% that your spouse, significant other, wife, whatever, is not giving you. What he says is 20% looks really, really good when you're not getting it. But what people fail to realize is that you're leaving your 80
80%.
for 20. So you're with this 20% now and you missing out on the 80. And of course, as the movie goes along, towards the end, Mike says that Trina just don't. She blowing through his credit cards, but she just don't. She don't cook, she don't clean, she just don't.
She
She don't
just
do
don't.
nothing. So I think it's important to realize that, I mean, in my opinion, man, even though it might be hard to walk away from somebody, I have always said I would rather you walk away than cheat on me. Because it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, real hard.
And I think once the trust is lost in a relationship anyway, it's really hard to continue to stay in that relationship because if you cheated once, I'm gonna forever and always think you like getting home, you cheating. You say you going out with your boys and I can't go, you cheating. You at work, you left a little late, you cheating.
Mm.
Hey.
I don't cheat, so. And
Yes, Mr. Faithful, I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, well, that was that. That was one of our main topics. So listen, if y'all have theories on why men or why women cheat, um, we would love to hear them. Get in the comments. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you've been through. We want to hear it all. So our next question: would it be beneficial to go to therapy after a serious relationship has ended?
therapy is always beneficial, no matter really what it's about.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it would be beneficial.
Have you ever considered going to therapy after like a really, really bad relationship?
No,
It's never been that bad.
no, it's never been that bad. I'm one of the guys that don't take a lot of crap, so I just remove myself from the situation before it gets that far to where you do need therapy. For real.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I ain't. I'll never let it get that far.
They say he not fooling with it.
Not confrontational. I just ain't what I'm about.
Okay, well, I have an article for us to get into. Title of it is Five Reasons to Begin Therapy After a Breakup. Once again, we're skimming. We're going to read all of this to y'all. If y'all want the article, I will see if I can tag it in the comment section so that you can go read it for yourself. But it says an individual breakup therapy session will likely include the processing of emotions, identification of goals, learning coping strategies, and assisting in creating a fulfilling lifestyle. Then it goes down into the breakdown, which we're going to discuss a little bit. So, 5 reasons to begin therapy after a breakup. The first reason is because therapy can help you adjust.
Yeah.
And I understand that because, I mean, you're basically adjusting from having a life with someone to being single. And sometimes that adjustment can be hard for somebody, especially depending on how long you were in a relationship. Like with me and you, I don't, I don't know how long it would take for me to adjust to not being with you because I'm with you all the time.
You sure need some therapy for that.
And I mean, it's simple things like, you're with your significant other. Like, I know we went to my grandma's house a couple of years back. We were engaged, we weren't married. So we weren't allowed to sleep with each other, like in the same bed. So me and Michael decided to go get a hotel just so that we could sleep next to each other because that's what we were used to. It was our norm. So, it's hard to go from basically, I guess, one extreme to the other.
Yeah,
Go from with somebody to not being with anybody. That's a hard thing.
yeah, real tough.
Number two says therapy can help you process grief. Did you know that there's a such thing as breakup grief?
Know that.
It's the same thing as grieving any relationship that is no longer. So, not being friends with somebody anymore, that's a grievance. It's the same thing as breaking up with somebody. So, you can grieve not only the relationship that once was, but you're also grieving all the things that could have been or that you were planning for. So it's definitely a way to help you process your grief in a healthy way,
Yeah.
in a way that's beneficial for you on the other end. Because, I mean, everybody processes grief different. You can sit at home and eat a bucket of ice cream every day. It's not healthy, but you can do it. Oh, and then it gives you the stages of grief after a breakup. It's interesting. Um, so stage one is bargaining, and it says this can look like pleading with your partner to get back together.
Hmm.
Stage two is denial. So basically telling yourself like this isn't happening. We're gonna be together tomorrow. Stage three is anger, which is, mainly just being angry towards your used to be partner.
Yeah.
Stage four is depression. And I think that if you let it overwhelm you, it can get really, really bad.
Oh, the real dark space.
Yeah, a real dark place. Definitely a dark place. And then the last stage is acceptance. Accepting that the relationship is indeed over. There's nothing that you could have done, and it was for the better, and you're going to come out better on the other end. Therapy can help you with functioning. And reading more into this says one of the main goals will be to help the individual get back to a place of functioning where they were before they were in a relationship. And I think you did that when you became single. You kind of started to transition from, like, it never stopped you from going out and doing things.
Oh yeah.
So you transition from, dating somebody to pretty much dating yourself. And I think that's why you were in such a good space when we
Was
were
just
together,
was just chilling.
when we got together.
That's one thing I was always taught. You gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else.
Man,
And that's
and
real.
that's the truest topic, the truest statement that you will ever hear. But it's easier said than done, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, you gotta love yourself before you could love somebody else. But if you looking at somebody else and they looking real good and you fall in love, it's like, okay, I was working on myself, but I can get in a relationship with this person. I can do this. But it's really, really hard from experience to work on yourself and love another person. It's hard for you to do both at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because in my opinion, you kind of need to be alone to work on yourself because you don't know what you're going to go through while you're working on yourself. It could be a really dark space. And because you're in that dark space, but you also love this person that you're with, you're taking them down with you, essentially, through whatever dark space it is. It might be a light at the end of the tunnel for you, but what if you've damaged them in some way?
Right.
Have you ever been in a relationship where you like truly felt like you really should have worked on yourself first before you decided to get with that person?
Mm, I I guess I don't. Honestly, I really don't even feel like I have a lot of experience because I don't really I can't really consider some of the relationships an actual real relationship.
I get that.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like some of them were just like we talking, we getting to know each other,
Yeah,
but that's not
I
like my girl.
I ain't maybe three tops
I
real
feel that.
relationships, including this one.
Okay. I feel like I feel like in college I did it the wrong way. I kind of hopped from I'm not gonna call them relationships. I'm not because I in college I think I
Yeah,
had like one boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, you can use that term.
One for real boyfriend.
Situationships. Yeah.
So I hopped from situationship to situationship to situationship to fill a void instead of being by myself.
Yeah.
And before I got with you was when I was kind of in the process of learning that like it's okay to be by yourself and it's okay to not be with somebody in the moment.
I don't know. I guess sometimes we feel like we need someone to validate.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, because you look at it this way, right? But it's the worst trap that you can ever fall in
Oh yeah.
is needing somebody else to make you happy. Because when that person isn't there anymore, who makes you happy?
It's supposed to be yourself.
It's supposed to be yourself.
Right.
Like you're supposed to do that yourself. And I feel like there are a bunch of people out there who feel like a relationship validates them in a way. Validates that maybe, like they deserve to be loved or they deserve to be someone to somebody, but I feel like it's all about perspective
Right.
and it's all about what you take away from it. So like if you're jumping from relationship to relationship and you're not taking time to really heal yourself and like taking time to become the person that you're meant to be, are you really learning or are you still damaging yourself?
Definitely damaging. Can't learn that way.
No, not with somebody. Unfortunately, not with somebody else. I believe you can change in a relationship.
Yeah, you just can't jump from spot to spot and just hope eventually that's gonna work out.
Right, like
But
hope for the
but like I
best.
said, it may in the long run, but that person will be receiving damaged goods.
Exactly. And do you remember how I told you that because you always used to say you wondered what it would be like if we had met in college, and I told you that I felt like that would have been a really bad situation because I could have possibly like if me and you were not together, I could have damaged you for the next person. Then you would have had to do some healing on your own,
Right.
potentially looking to me for closure that I can't give you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just the whole situation. You definitely have to figure out how to function as a single individual.
Seeing how you turned out, I never took the risk.
You say that now. You say that now. All right. So number 4 says therapy can offer support. It says ideally a person would be able to turn to their family or friends or whoever they feel close to. However, sometimes that isn't the situation and they might feel like they could be judged by family and friends.
Family friends will definitely judge.
So therapy allows you to speak with an individual that is completely separate from,
They don't know anything
they
about
don't
you.
know nothing about you,
Right.
about the relationship. They only know what you tell them. And it's their job not to judge you. It's their job to make you feel safe. Family and friends will definitely judge. That's why you have to be careful about who you put in your relationship and what you put out there about your relationship. Because I put it like this, sometimes I would stop talking to a person and my girls being my girls would start trashing this person. But that's not what I needed. I needed more so the support of saying you're going to be okay as an individual without this person. You're going to be fine. I didn't necessarily need the bashing. Like, it made me laugh. It made me feel better in the moment. But when I'm at home by myself and I need that support, like, I need to play back those conversations of, you're going to be okay.
Mhm.
That's not what I got. And then, family is quick to be like, oh, you're not talking to that person no more. We didn't like them anyway.
And
There are
I
other
told you
people.
so.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The I told you so. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew so and so. Like the last thing you want to hear when you break up with somebody is "I told you so." And family, I don't know too much about friends. Some friends are very supportive, but family has it bad.
Real bad.
Of I told you so and so wasn't no good. I had a feeling. I told you. I told you. It's just like just because you told me doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop talking to this person. That ain't what that means.
feel like family versus friends. Family's more unfiltered.
Oh my gosh, yes. Family feels like they can say whatever
They
they
can say
want to
whatever.
say.
At the end of the day, we still gonna be family. You know,
Right. And that's so
no matter what they say.
toxic.
Now, a friend, you know, you could be so it could be so bad where you just don't want to be friends with that person no more, and you just move on. Family gonna be there. You ain't gotta talk to them,
You
but they
don't,
gonna be there.
but they
They
gonna always
family.
be your
They gonna always be
family.
your family. They know.
So therapy can definitely offer support from a third party. And speaking as a couple that's been through couples therapy, you appreciate that so much, man, when you come across a person that is just neutral in the entire situation. So you don't feel judged. You feel like it's a safe space to say whatever you have to say and to get the feedback that you're needing, whether it be good or bad feedback, feedback that you want to hear, feedback that you don't want to hear, you know? And the last reason, therapy can help you deal with distressing feelings. So I take that to mean feelings of like, I'm not good enough. This relationship didn't work out because of me. All the feelings that cause you distress, or like, you
Guilt,
know, so
like guilt, in a
maybe
sense.
guilt if you did something wrong in the relationship. Um, I took it to mean like distressing feelings is, oh my God, I've been with this person for so long and now I'm not with this person anymore. What do I do? Like, what do I do with my life?
Oh,
What do
okay.
I do with my day to day? My day to day included this person and now it doesn't anymore. And in this one, it says breakups can lead to depression, which is a decrease in life satisfaction and general feelings of distress. So I think distress and depression can potentially go hand in hand. And say what you may, but yes, relationship breakups can cause depression. I mean, it can. Like, I don't want to hear the, oh, there are plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah,
That doesn't help when you have started to plan your life out with another person. That's not helpful. So, regardless of what anybody says, yes, breakups are grievances too. And I feel like if you really took it upon yourself to go through therapy and to heal, the next relationship that you got in would probably be 10 times better than what it would have been if you just went into it. Everybody has baggage,
yeah,
but you don't always have to let your baggage weigh you down.
that's true.
You can choose to be a better person for the next person. That's how I feel. What you think, babe?
Yeah, I just reiterate on that, but I just think I couldn't. I don't know. It's just hypothetically, if we were to divorce, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to live. I wouldn't know how to deal with it. To be honest, because I already told you I would remarry because
And I still find that so hard to believe. I believe you.
well, I gave you my reasoning.
You
I
did.
told you
You don't
that.
want to tell somebody what your favorite color is again.
Well,
That was being
yeah, I
funny.
don't know. Just the thought of just starting over.
It's
You've
a
been
scary thought.
well, you've been with this person for so long. You know them in and out, and I feel like you love me a certain way. Can't nobody else do that.
Oh, that's so
You know what
deep.
I'm saying?
Like I
I'm
could,
just saying, like
you gonna make me cry.
you love me a certain way. Can't nobody else do that. It takes a special person to deal with me because I be all over the place sometimes. One day I'm this, one day I'm that. One little thing just kind of
Can set you off.
just set me off, and I'm done for. But you bring me back. You know, you talk to me, you get me to open up. You push, you push, you push. You get me to open up.
Yeah,
You
if
know,
that's one thing I'm gonna do.
right?
I'm gonna
So
be I'm gonna be in your face
I
trying to
don't know.
figure out
I
what's
don't
going
think
on with you.
I don't think nobody else can do it like you do, babe. And that's why I said I wouldn't know how to deal with it. Like therapy is one thing, but man, it's still gonna be in the back of my mind. It's one of the things you can't get rid of.
Right.
You ain't gonna get rid of it. That's just how it is, and that's why I say I wouldn't remarry. Imagine trying to start all over, trying to love somebody else, and in the back of my mind,
You're like, it didn't, like, I used to love this person
right?
like that.
Or is one little thing that
That
you do,
reminds
yeah,
you.
that's all it takes.
I feel
That's all it
that.
takes. I'm telling you,
I
I
100%
don't
feel
understand. I
that.
don't see how people do it. Me personally, I just can't do it. I see people remarry 3, 4 times.
Oh, we.
I mean, well, who wants to go to divorce that many times? Like what?
Who wants to spend money to get married that many
That's
times?
just crazy. I
And I think you spend money to divorce too.
Yeah, I pay lawyers. No,
Well, that was a good
we we
conversation.
in it.
Yeah, we
We
in
in it,
it.
baby.
Welcome to Death Row. We in there like swimwear. All right, baby. So, second to last question. Do confident slash independent women have a certain aura? And I am going to, I found the definition for the word. So, an aura can be many things, but one of the main things it says is a distinctive atmosphere surrounding that person. So, the best like way that I can explain it in layman's terms is like a certain vibe that a woman has. Like that tells you they got their stuff together without them telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a vibe that, like, you look at her and you like, oh, she got it together. She got her own house, own apartment, or own car, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's an independent woman. So, do you feel like you could potentially look at a woman and say, oh, she got her stuff together? Like I just know it. I feel it. She's giving off the vibes that she got it together.
Yeah. Really, you can see it.
So describe that. Wait, like when you say you can see it, what does that mean?
Um, totally off of looking at them. Do they look confident?
Yeah, is it
Um,
like the way they
how do they?
walk?
Yeah, how they walk. They carry how they carry themselves. Um,
Does how they dress have anything to do with it?
yeah, all of that.
So ideally,
It's almost like features that you like in a woman.
that tell you whether or not they're like confident
Right.
and they got their stuff. So can you tell when a woman is insecure
Yeah.
just by looking at them?
Yeah. They're kind of. I don't. How much? I know what I'm trying to say. I gotta put it together in my head.
I know that like when I think of a boss chick, like automatically what comes in my head is a woman that's got like the high heel stilettos on. She got a business suit on. She walks in a room and she commands attention
Right.
instantly. Like that's her
You feel
vibe.
a presence in the room.
Exactly. That's what an aura is.
Yeah.
Like their presence. But then I feel like a female that's potentially insecure,
Timid.
timid, but also may not be a female that you don't notice. Maybe a female that you notice, but you notice for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, a woman that has her life together, that gives off that vibe of confidence and being independent, are men drawn to that because they see somebody that can take care of them? Or are they drawn to it because they see somebody who can match whatever it is that they're trying to put out, whatever vibe it is that they're trying to put out?
Well, first of all, nobody should look for somebody to take care of them.
True.
You know, and when you look as far as like a relationship, you're supposed to come in being able to, like you always tell me, you feel like you're at a point where if things wouldn't work out, you still be able to take care of yourself.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna
Right.
get it how I live out here, one way or another.
Right. And yes, I take care of you because you're my wife, but I'm not taking care of you and just not letting
I'm
you
not
do
out
it.
here. Yes, I'm not a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
I get out here and I hustle just like everybody else
I would be getting it.
because that's how I was raised. I mean, that's all I know. And I don't know. I feel like when I walk in some rooms, I may draw attention, but it just depends on if I want to be seen or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to be seen.
Yes, it's in the cut.
Sometimes I would like to be a bum and just
You just want to be comfortable.
yes. Well, I call it a bum. You call it comfortable. But
Yeah.
you know what? He hates when I call myself a bum.
I'm like, really
But you know what I mean. I feel like
comfortable.
we as females can turn it off and turn it on. The same way that I asked you, did men have a switch? I feel like females have a switch for confidence and independence. Like if we want to exude that and give that off, we could do it.
Yeah, if you want to be seen,
If we want to be
you know what
seen,
to do.
you exactly. But if we don't want to be seen, if we just want to kind of sit back and observe, we can do that too. So
You know, pop a few things. And I ain't saying be out there butt ass naked, but you know, you know, you know
maybe
I'm
had
trying.
a little business
You
suit with a
know,
little button or two
you know
undone
what I'm
or
trying to say.
something.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, like I and ladies, please chime in. I 100% feel like we could turn it on and off whenever we choose to, but it's important to let a man know sometimes. Sometimes you have to let a man know I am independent and I don't need you to take care of me. Whatever you're bringing is extra because some men get beside themselves and assume that because they bring something to the table that they're taking care of you, but it's like, sir, you may bring something to the table, but I bring the table.
that's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's really 50-50. I'm you might be the provider, but I'm the homemaker.
yeah,
Like I always say that even about our home. I tell you that like, you provide for us. You help keep the roof over our head, but I make this a home. So you bring what you bring to the table, but I brought the table to this relationship for us to both be able to lay something out on it,
yep.
you know? And I feel like some men take that for granted
No,
with
I don't.
females that we do that, or maybe under the assumption that she needs me. That's not always what this is. It may be in some cases, but even still, there's some females out here that I know that can still be independent and do what they want to do, but they'll turn it off to just let the man feel like, you know,
Yeah,
is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, out here, get it how you live,
yeah.
because we all trying to make a way. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. But I definitely feel like a confident woman will command attention, 1,000%. Let's see. All right, I like this last one. Um, because I have some thoughts. So the question is, have the lifestyles of celebrities influenced how our generation dates? And when we first talked about this, you said, I hope not. And I'm telling you that it's already a thing because
Shot.
our generation is like on the flued out trend. Um, the I'm not doing 50-50. The man should be paying all my bills. Listen, I
Oh,
don't, no disrespect to any female who feels like that, but I don't feel like that.
I'm so tired of hearing
I don't, to me, it's a power thing, right? I love you, but I would never, ever put my financial well being in the hands of anyone. I'm just not going to do that. I have to know that I'm going to be okay because you could decide to leave tomorrow. And whatever you brought with you, you take with you. So, whatever I'm used to, I'm not used to that anymore. Then I'm out here struggling, trying to figure out how I'm gonna make a way without you. And I would rather not do that. Like, I would rather go in 50-50. And I mean, we have a joint account. Your money is my money. We use our money to pay bills. I don't see anything wrong with that because at the
Just
end of the
simple.
day, if I want to go out and get something, I'm still using our money. I can go to TJ Maxx tomorrow and blow a bag, and you ain't gonna say nothing about it because it's our money.
Just simplifies everything.
But also, man, you gotta know who you
Only
dealing
bills
with.
paid.
Right. Long as my lights not getting cut off, my water is on and everything. But I mean also I'm frugal. Like I don't shop like that. At least not here. I do most of our big stuff,
Yeah,
when we
that
go
is
out of
wrong.
town.
Yeah,
We go out of town, I be trying to ball out of control.
I mean that's fair. Not all your thing, so that's fair. People do it.
But I definitely think the lifestyles of celebrities, like you see these celebrities that travel and they got the latest bag that just dropped or the latest car or whatever. Sure, it's something to aspire to, but I don't feel like it should dictate how you treat a person when you're dating them. I mean, I've seen men get dogged out. I've seen women get flew out, and the man automatically is like, well, I flew you out, so you know what time it is. And it's like, why are we dating like that? Why are we doing that?
Mm.
Do you remember the viral video of the woman? She had on a green dress with some purple lipstick. It was awful. And the man took her to the Cheesecake Factory, and she was like, look at how I'm dressed. And this is where
Oh,
he took me.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I saw that video and I was like, okay, well, sis, first of all, the way that you were dressed, baby, he should have took you to Texas Roadhouse, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, yeah, they was on
But I mean, like, just be grateful that because our generation does not ask people out on dates anymore, okay? That's not a thing. We get in situationships more often than not. So, I mean, be grateful that there's a man who is trying to be a gentleman. Some men are not always genuine with the dating either. That is a whole different subject because some men have a switch and they turn on the psychopath as soon as the date is over.
that.
So you got to be careful about that when you're out here dating as a single female. But any man who is like honestly legit about trying to date you and isn't trying to get something from you is a man that I feel like should be treated with respect.
Oh yeah.
Because when we started dating, you didn't want anything from me. It was a simple, hey, we should go out sometime so I could get to know you. I mean, and like I said, a whole different topic for another day because some men just are not right.
They were very direct, from what they want.
Sometimes a little too direct, or sometimes a little scary. Like if a man asks you out on a date and you tell them like no thank you, or I'm not in a space to date right now, and he completely flips out, like that's what we deal with on a daily basis. That's what single females out here deal with. That is why most females nowadays would rather stay single because it get crazy out here. Because men act like no woman should be able to tell them no, and that's not correct at all. But I don't know. I feel like you should be happy with your lifestyle. Should you always be trying to do better? Of course.
Yes.
But should that dictate how you treat a person that you're dating? No. If you're trying to do better for you, then you do better for you. Let that person that is trying to court you do what they can. I'm not saying drop standards.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying we got to get back to the respect aspect of dating because it ain't there,
It definitely ain't there. Definitely ain't there.
unfortunately.
I don't know what happened. It just went non-existent.
Yeah. I mean, if they not dating like our mamas, daddies, grandparents, it was so simple back then.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things have to do with it is everything's so sex driven now.
1000%.
Everything, music, movies, everything,
TV.
TV in general. Is that's all it's about.
And it shouldn't be about that. It should legitimately be about getting to know the person. Because I don't know about everybody else, but listen, when I was dating to marry. I wasn't dating to play around because I knew I wanted a family and all that down the line. And I mean, you have some people who date just to date. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to be married.
Yeah.
It's people like that. And more power to them. But I didn't want to.
I just think about Nia Long and Yuma Doka. Obviously they're not together no more.
They were engaged for how long?
I know. I think at least. I want to say was it 8 years?
That's a long ass time.
That's a long time. I gotta go reread the article, but I think it was somewhere around there, that number.
I mean, and I guess technically they were dating to marry, but they had
Well,
a super long
well, I
engagement.
seen some Nia Long. She said
She
she didn't
wasn't.
she didn't want to get married or wouldn't. I ain't gonna 8 years being ready or
Sometimes
not. I don't know.
sometimes it's more so about the commitment that this man wants to be with you forever than it is about getting married. You see that more often than not because I do feel like our generation kind of makes our own rules nowadays.
Yeah, I also think like maybe it's because his lifestyle. He's
Potentially.
in he was in basketball.
And we
You
all know
know,
what that comes with.
you know, city to city.
Hmm.
You know,
Female to female.
yeah,
So potentially that too. Maybe she was kind of sparing her own feelings.
yeah. Maybe she's just scared. I don't know.
I don't know.
That could be a reason why. I don't know.
Potentially,
I don't know.
potentially.
Could be a lot of things. We'll never know though. So just gonna leave it at that.
Well, that is the end of our conversation tonight. As always, you guys subscribe. We're here because we want to talk to y'all. We want y'all to talk to us. We have so many more topics to discuss. I'm always open to ideas. I basically just write these questions down as they come to me and then we discuss it. I mean, we're just out here talking about relationships. Again, disclaimer, we cannot fix yours. Can't do that. If you messed it up, that's your fault. But anyway, we're gonna say goodnight and again, subscribe.
All right. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.